The lime gives a citrusy burst. Hello, I'm Darren, and welcome to another episode of my mukbang. Today I'm very excited because, as you can see in front of me, I have 11 different boba drinks, and they're from a local boba shop called A+ Tea House in San Gabriel, and that's in Los Angeles County, for those of you who don't know. And you may have seen me drink this in previous mukbangs. But why am I so excited? Because I consider myself somewhat of a boba connoisseur. What that means is I have fairly particular taste. Now, the area I live in, there's a lot of Asians, and that means there's also a lot of Taiwanese people to open up boba shops, because that's where boba or bubble tea drinks came from. And because we have so many options, I can find the one that's perfect for me. And I'm always on a quest to find something else that I can enjoy, especially ones that I can enjoy on a regular basis, or the ones that I can enjoy on occasion. So in this video, my goal is to taste all these different drinks, some which I have tasted before, but some I haven't, and to describe what they taste like, as well as give recommendations, and also tell you how I feel about those. I've arranged these in terms of the type of drink. Over here we have more milk-based drinks, and then here are more fruit-based tea drinks. But let's go through all of them. So the first drink we have is the iced milk drink with boba and grass jelly. Now you can get different toppings, but I personally like grass jelly. I'm not so into pudding, which is a common ingredient too. You see it's a little bit melted because I've had to prep all these. But let's go ahead and give this a taste. So it tastes like a creamy slush, and I believe there's some brown sugar in it, as well as the toppings, which are grass jelly and boba. You see they have pink boba, which I could say it's kind of cute, but to me it doesn't really matter how it looks. It's more about the texture for me. And yeah, the texture is nice and chewy. It's not too soft. It's got this chewiness. In Taiwan, there's a word they use to describe this kind of texture, and it's the word Q. Now here I got 75% sugar because my preference is not to have too sugary drinks. I think it's a good level. It's still quite sweet because there's sugar. It has that burnt sugar caramelly taste. Yeah, I like that. I honestly don't really order these drinks, but I would drink that. Next, we have a Taro smoothie. Now they use the grainy taro, the root vegetable, that's kind of white and speckled with purple. Now this is the first drink I've tried since they opened their brick and mortar store. And it's been one of my favorites, but let me taste it first and I'll tell you how it is. So basically it's milk and taro blended with ice, and the taro they use are taro chunks that they put in a syrup that they make themselves. Most of their ingredients are prepared fresh on site. If you like taro milky desserts, this is definitely the one for you. That was one of my favorites, and the reason I don't drink it as much these days is because it's quite sugary, but it's actually not too bad because I got 50% sugar. But with the normal sugar level, it can be quite sweet. Next, I have this Earl Grey tea with Hokkaido foam, which is a milk foam. Also, there's cocoa powder on here. I'll put a picture of what it looks like. Now, this drink is what they call their puppy lattes. That's why there's a dog face. I think they only recently, maybe about 2 years ago, they changed their marketing to include more dogs. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it appeals to a certain demographic. Let's taste. It's not too bad. Usually I don't like Earl Grey tea, but this one isn't as bitter. There's a certain taste that Earl Grey has that is a little bit harsh on the palate, and that's why I usually don't like these kinds of teas. But it pairs well with the Hokkaido cream. So if you like Earl Grey tea or you like Starbucks type drinks, it's basically a tea latte instead of a coffee, I believe you would enjoy this. Personally, it tastes decent, but I wouldn't necessarily think of ordering it. But if someone gave it to me to try, I would like it. And next, we have brown sugar milk with boba. And let's taste it. So like the milk drink, this drink has brown sugar. I think what they mean by their brown sugar is like a caramelized sugar, because this one also has that kind of burnt sugar taste, which I enjoy. It's kind of like the flavor of caramel popcorn, but not buttery. This one has regular sweetness. It is somewhat sweet. I would probably recommend getting 75% or 50% sugar with this if you're like me. But if you like your sweets, then that's probably perfect for you. It's basically having your milk tea but without the caffeine. Now my next drink, it's another milk tea. It's Assam milk tea, but this one has fresh milk. Now A Plus Tea House, they offer fresh milk as a substitute for the creamer in their milk teas if you request it. So this one I'm trying with the fresh milk. Assam tea, it's a kind of black tea. Originally it's from India, but they also grow it a lot in Taiwan and it's very popular there. This store, A Plus Tea House, I would say it's very, very Taiwanese. The flavors and the appeal. They have a lot of Taiwanese customers too, versus some of the more mainstream tea shops that may appeal to a more Americanized audience. Let's see how it tastes. There's a strong tea flavor, so if you like strong teas, this would be good for you. The creamer that they typically use in milk teas gives it that creaminess, but fresh milk does make it taste lighter. So if you're not so into the whole full fat kind of half and half type creamer, opting for fresh milk in your milk tea instead of creamer would be a good choice. Now as for the combination, it tastes like a milk tea, except the tea's stronger and it's not as rich tasting. So if you like a lighter milk tea, you can get the fresh milk. And if you like a stronger tea, you can choose this tea, which is an Assam black tea. They have other strong teas too, but we'll get to that. I have another drink that features one of these kinds of teas too. So our next drink, this is the brown sugar milk with taro. So they use a taro milk. I'm not sure how they make it, but I would assume they take those taro pieces that they have and blend it up and muddle it until it's smooth. Let's go ahead and taste this. Also, I got coffee jelly in this, if you can see, because I've had this drink once before and I think coffee jelly pairs nicely with it. So there's layers, so you gotta mix it up. Now, if any drink here is sweet, this one would be it. But maybe it would be the same sweetness as the taro smoothie if it was full sugar. But the brown sugar milk with the taro, I would say it's very sweet because, first of all, it has brown sugar and it has the taro, which has been soaked in the syrup. So, if you really like sweets, I would recommend this drink. And also the coffee jelly, the flavor nicely counteracts the sugariness with some bitterness. So if you like taro and brown sugar and a milky type drink, I would recommend this. And if you don't like too sweet drinks, I would recommend getting about 50% sugar, maybe even 25% sugar, depending on your taste. Next up, we have this pink drink. It is their strawberry oolong milk tea. So basically, I think this is their own version of that famous pink drink that Starbucks has. Now, the combination is strawberry and oolong and milk tea. So I'm not sure how it would taste. It sounds a little bit strange to me, but we'll go and give it a taste. This is a lot better than I expected. It tastes like strawberry milk, which is a thing they do in Taiwan. There's another restaurant I recall called Simbala, and I remember they have strawberry milk on their menu. The difference here is it's strawberry oolong milk tea. So then there's the oolong tea in it. So that gives it a little of that bitter herbal tea flavor. And oolong is quite a pungent kind of tea. It's not too pronounced here. There's more subtle here as more of an aftertaste, I would say. You see, they have the pink drink plus the pink boba. How cute is that? Or that would probably be more of an aesthetic thing for you to take pictures with. But it actually tastes good, which I'm somewhat surprised with. So if you like to take pictures of your tea drink, of popular things, and this might be the thing for you. Plus it has strawberry milk. Definitely not the Nesquik kind of strawberry milk, that powder stuff. They make their own fruit purees, actually. So this is basically their own version of that drink. They also have the option to add chunks of strawberry for an additional cost if you would like to enhance the visual appeal of your drink. Moving on to this drink. This is their strawberry lime yogurt bubble. It's a bit unique flavor of a drink, I would say. So basically what it is, it's fruit and the little Asian yogurt drinks that you can find at your Asian supermarket. And the bubble part is basically soda. So it's kind of like an Italian soda, but not as highly carbonated as I recall them to be. So let's take a taste. Gonna mix this up because you see they have their fruit puree at the bottom, and then there's the yogurt in the middle, the lime juice mixed in. I would say it's an interesting taste. Strawberry is kind of a mellow, tart flavor. And then the yogurt is also like a dairy, tart, somewhat sweet flavor. The lime gives a citrusy burst. It adds a certain brightness to this drink. So if you like citrusy and also more tart, but still sweet in the fruity sense kind of drink, then I would recommend this. Again, it's the strawberry lime yogurt bubble. They also call these the mock-itos on their menu, but that's just for marketing purposes. In their system, it's still called a bubble. Now moving on to our next drink. This is the drink you've seen in my previous videos if you've watched them. It's the strawberry mint yogurt green tea. So there's a story behind this. They have yogurt green teas. It's a staple of boba drinks. But what A+ Tea House does is they add fresh fruit purees, and that adds a whole other dimension. Originally, they only had strawberry yogurt green tea, so without the mint. The story behind the mint is there's a drink called the strawberry mint bubble, which is like the strawberry lime yogurt bubble, except that it uses a puree that's made of strawberry and mint. And that's the only drink they use that puree for. So one time my brother ordered this drink and I tasted it. And I thought it was a very pleasant taste because there's the strawberries for the fruity, the slightly tart and slightly sweet kind of flavor. And there's also the mint, which is a little bit cooling. Originally, the strawberry yogurt green tea was my go-to drink until I specially requested for them to use the strawberry mint puree instead of just strawberry puree. And that's how this drink was born. And they even put it in their system over time because I pretty much order it every single time I go there. Probably 96, 7, 8% of the time. And again, there's yogurt, so you've got to mix it up because yogurt and tea don't mix very well. Now, there's a reason why this is my favorite drink. So, like I said, the strawberry yogurt green tea was my go-to. But the reason I like the mint is because, first, there's the yogurt tartness and sweetness, and the strawberry tartness and sweetness, and the tea flavor. I feel it on the underside of my palate. And the mint just leaves a cool after feeling that just makes it feel all the more refreshing to drink. And that's why I can just sip on this drink all day. I only need a little bit of a sip. I have recommended this drink to many of my friends who have tried it, and most of them enjoy it too. Even one of the co-owners, she knows that's the drink I always order. It's basically my drink. Sometimes people have joked about it and they said, maybe they should call it the Darren. Because basically I'm the only one who orders this, except maybe one or two other people. All right, the last two drinks, they look similar, but they're actually different flavors. This one here, this is peach Osmanthus Oolong tea. So Osmanthus Oolong is, I believe, a Taiwanese tea blend. Oolong, if you've had it, it's like a darker, more bitter flavor. And Osmanthus is quite the opposite. It's very floral, but it is slightly bitter as a tea, but only very slightly. But the actual flower itself, it's a white flower. It's an extremely pleasant smell. Now there's peach in this, and they do make the peach puree themselves. So basically, this is a peach iced tea, except it's Asian flavored. There's the Osmanthus Oolong tea, which is a pretty strong tasting tea. So if you're not so accustomed to a strong tea, you could just try having a regular black tea and have the peach puree in it. The peach is a nice, kind of subtly sweet flavor. This is 75% sugar, but it doesn't really taste very sweet at all. So if you don't really like sweet drinks, I would recommend you to get this drink or something similar, like a oolong tea or Osmanthus oolong tea, or even the Assam black tea without the milk in it. It also goes well with lychee jelly. Anyway, on to our last drink. This is one of their popular drinks, as is their Assam milk tea. So this is the grapefruit orange green tea. They have a grapefruit green tea, which is a pretty classic drink when it comes to boba drinks. And they do use freshly squeezed grapefruit and orange juice. So generally, you have the grapefruit green tea, which is a classic flavor, but here they add freshly squeezed orange juice to some of their drinks, which gives it their own unique flair. Let's taste this. So it's a very citrusy, but not brightly citrus like the lime, because grapefruits are slightly bitter, and also oranges have that kind of zing as an aftertaste. It makes you pucker a little bit, even though you're not really eating something sour. You just want to push it to the center of your mouth so that you can taste all the flavors. And the orange in this drink, the flavor is quite mild, as well as the grapefruit. But together, they make a flavor that has more dimension than just the astringent flavor of grapefruit. It's kind of like drinking fruit juice that has tea in it. And in Taiwan, it's quite popular to have hot fruit teas, but this is a cold version of that. So if you like citrusy drinks, this would be perfect. Now I've tried all 11 of these drinks. They represent the majority of the types of drinks that they have at A+ Tea House. Let me know which one appeals most to you. Which one would you order if you visited A+ Tea House? I'm gonna be sipping on these probably all week long and just keep one in the fridge, and I'll take them as I go because I am not gonna drink all this. But it's more to showcase what kind of drinks they have at A+ Tea House. and why they're one of my favorite boba tea shops. If you like things that are house-made, almost all their juices are squeezed themselves or pressed themselves, and all their teas are brewed themselves, and the taro is not powder, it's real taro, and I think they use a little bit more premium ingredients, which is why the cost could be a little bit high. The typical drink here is between $5 to $6, and they only have one size now. They used to have a smaller size, but I suppose they consolidated that for convenience. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, leave a comment, and share this with your friends. And let me know what kinds of food you would like me to feature next time. See you!